Phil Cohen here, Cohen on content and all things digital, and I'm winding down. Finishing up the CETW, I want to tell you about, this is our third conference trade show in like the last month. And they're getting better and better, I got to tell you that. The Digital Signage Investors Conference, which was co-hosted by Steve Nesbitt and Adrian Cotterill, they did a great job. And I don't mean to sound so surprised, but compared to previous years, it was just that good. Nobody left the room. And I mean, every chair was full. I like that speed dating thing they did, but I didn't bring enough business cards for that. But Francois was one of the two keynotes, and I'm going to tell you, when that guy talks, everybody listens. He's like the old E.F. Hutton commercial. Great conference. As a matter of fact, I was thinking, I wish my salespeople had been there. There was that much great data from advertising agencies. Yeah, the financial people were there, but there was just so much research conversation and stuff like that. Then we had the DPAA, which was like the next day. And again, I got nothing bad to say, which you know me, I'm always busting chops. Susan Danaher did a great job. I will tell you about this though. The two things, and I've probably mentioned this before. Some years ago, what was it, 03, 02, maybe somewhere around then, I was in Toronto at a conference, and Mike DeFranza comes up to me and he says, hey, I want to start a association like the Cable Advertisers Association, or, you know, but for place-based media, for digital out-of-home. And I'm thinking, you know, Mike, you're a pretty smart guy. But there are a lot of smart guys that are crazy, and this might be the craziest thing I've heard in a long time. Boy, was I wrong. That was OVAB and then became DPAA. What a great organization to support those of us that are in the ad-supported digital out-of-home networks. Everybody listened, every seat taken, huge hall. There was one panel up there on research. I mean, there was more than one, but one on research. And I was thinking there, I'm sitting there at the table, I'm thinking, I remember when everybody was talking about the information superhighway. You never remember that anymore, but the information superhighway. Because the panel consisted of a couple of friends of mine, and a couple of other people I didn't know, but one of them is my age. And he's speaking, and he's talking about impressions. Impressions. I was waiting for him to get to reach and frequency and gross rating points, and I'm thinking, man, that is so 70s. I mean, where does this even come from? But at the other end were these two women, 30-somethings, and they're talking about engagement, and they're talking about recall. And they're saying this stuff is measurable. This isn't maybes, this is measurable data that an agency, a brand, a marketing executive can make decisions on. And I'm thinking, you know, there's like maybe a wave or a curve, and maybe a 60-somethings are over here on that curve, still thinking about impressions. And those 30-somethings are down here talking about engagement and recall. And I'm saying, you know, it's time for us to start listening to them. And my next thought was, because Pal, I'm not going to say his name, he's a friend of mine, your 1971 Ford Maverick is stalled on the entrance ramp of the information superhighway. Let's get past this. Great conference. Let me check my notes and make sure I didn't forget something I wanted to tell you. Yeah, I should have wrote down Francois' last name phonetically so I could pronounce it. No, I think I got you all with everything. This morning, well, every morning, you know, 2 cups of coffee. One with the Daily Dew, one with Van Etten's clippings, and I'm covered for the day. But I'm also thinking this morning, we got coming up, we've got the DSF board meeting, and there's going to be a lot of information coming out of that, specifically about the next big trade show, the DSE in Las Vegas. And that's the digital out of home, that's the place-based media. And I'm going to start giving you that information when it comes out. I won't overload you again. You know, when I go to these things, I got to send out a lot of these. But after that, I'll let it calm down. All right, that's all I got. Go back to work, and I'll talk to you again after the DSF board meeting. Thanks. See you. Bye.